Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to CEO Bootcamp's Q and A session. Hey, this is our last introductory session for CEO Bootcamp, and we're really excited to have you with you tonight. Okay, I figured out a lot of the technical difficulties that we had last time, and so today should go much, much more smoothly. So, yeah, I'm really glad to see those of you who are here. Kai and Michelle and Delino already checking in. It's good to have some warm up welcome messages from you guys. Know that we're here to get you going and make your Friday night and the end of your week really good. Get you ready for the weekend. And hopefully you have some personal time this weekend to really get on what you want to do and look at how you can grow things and make this year 2022 one of your best years ever. We're here at uh, at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter of the year. I hope that whatever goals you set for yourself coming into this year, you're making some headway on those and moving yourself closer to achieving those goals. Kath is on her way. I talked to her earlier today, and heading across the prefecture and on her way to our meeting now. So once she gets here, yes, she'll join in as well, and we'll talk a lot about what's going on with this course. But I wanted to start off with just thanking you for being here. You guys have really been supportive of what we have going on. With our first course, Discovering Your Ikigai, and with this one, CEO Bootcamp. And also, yeah, with some of the other stuff that's going on over at Synergy, we're doing coaching, doing some YouTube videos. I took a little bit of a hiatus because I had to do my dad's memorial service and travel back to the United States last week. Yeah, but those things are kicking off again. Yeah, writing. Yeah, some good topics coming up in all the content, and I'm just hoping to build that out more and more, and provide you guys stuff that's beneficial to you based on my experience and my research. I'm super excited to be bringing you CEO Bootcamp. The ideas just that like we have ideas of what we want to do, and a lot of people say that they want to come into the courses and grow, but that they really are having a little bit of difficulty in doing that. So but we'll definitely get you going. And Hold on just a second. I need to. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Sorry, I need to get this to Cass so she can get in the meeting. Forward to Cass. There you go. Okay. So it's exciting stuff around here, and we're really glad that to have you guys in and looking at it and being part of what we have going on. So there she is. There she is. Three, two, one. Connected to audio. Hello, Miss
Hello.
Kath. How you doing?
I'm sorry. I think I got the wrong meeting code.
It's okay. I
Yeah.
have too many meeting codes. Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I just literally came in. More, but I'm here. I'm right here. Sorry if
Just
I'm a little
dashing.
bit late.
No problem at all.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So,
I think
yeah.
I
So,
need
yep.
to look at your YouTube channel to see the comments, right?
Yeah. You can actually, yeah, you can see the comments. The comments are coming in. They're streaming live. You can either go to the YouTube channel and you'll be able to see
And
those.
see that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's do some shout out first and greetings to everyone. Good evening.
Mm.
Yeah, good evening, Shallow. Arame, good evening. And of course, Kai. Who else is here? So I think we need to share it first. I am going to share
Hmm.
the meeting link or the
Okay.
link first.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey Kai, I think you gave me a super rate on Leica. Thanks so much for that. That was awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're getting there little by little. Yeah, all the stuff is going on, so it's great. Yeah. So yeah. So today, what we're going to do is what really, as Cass is getting ready, what we really want to do is give you a little bit more depth on the topics that we're going to be covering in CEO Bootcamp, and give and help you to understand how you can apply the things that we're going to be talking about in the course, and kind of give you a head start on thinking about how to incorporate those things into your professional life. So.
All right. So I just shared it on my Facebook group. I
Mhm.
hope to see you guys here. I'm waiting. We're waiting. Okay, so this is a really good one because it's another free session from the CEO Bootcamp. And basically, we would like to answer any questions that you have for each topics that we will have. We have how many sessions? 5 sessions of
Five
this
sessions. Yeah.
test. All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So,
let's
yeah.
see if we have
Yeah.
others
So,
coming in.
So what we'll do is we're going to go through and talk about each of the sections. And as we break out a section, if you have a question or a comment about that, feel free to drop it in the comments. And then we'll talk about each of those as the section comes up. And then we'll do overall Q&A about the course at the end, as well as any other questions that you have about CEO Bootcamp or any of the other things that we're doing. Just go ahead and drop those in. But that's the format for today. It's mostly based on Q&A, and we talked before about what the different sections or modules are, but today we want to actually do a little bit of a deeper dive into those and give you yeah, something that you can use for each of the sections, whether you sign up or not.
Okay, and I do appreciate if you also um, subscribe to John Cunningham's YouTube channel, of course.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We're trying to build it. We're building stuff out little by little, right? I mean, that's the thing is people think that success comes immediately, but it doesn't. It takes a lot of hard work, continuing to build out content, continuing to interact with people, finding people who are great ambassadors for what you're doing. Like Kath is a great ambassador for me, and Michelle and Kai, and some of you as well have been really, really helpful in spreading the word about what I'm doing and what's happening here at Synergy, and I really appreciate that. I'm starting a Discord channel or Discord server, and and getting people in there, and continuing this conversation, right, and giving you like a dose of positivity every day. Like we don't all have great days all the time. There's plenty of days I feel terrible, and I'm like, how am I gonna make it? And this is never going to work. But getting in and getting around positive people and always having someone that can make you feel that you can really achieve what you want to do is so, so important to getting where you want to go. And that's really what I want to start doing in the Discord community. So yeah, so we're hoping to get more and more people over there. If you're interested in that, you can drop me an email or send me a message, and I'd be happy to let you in, or kind of doing it little by little, because we kind of want people to understand the way that starting a community works,
Mhm.
and that really starts with engagement. And to be honest, in most communities, not very many people communicate. People bounce in and look around and then they leave. But I'm really trying to get it started with people that want to contribute, right? Want to post things regularly, want to comment on things, and really kind of like take a bit of an ambassador role to get things going. So. Yeah, so we're trickling people in little by little, trying to like get a really good format so that as newer people come in, they'll say, "Oh, okay, I see what to do," and then they'll jump in and they'll engage as well. Right. So yeah, like I said, it's not something that happens overnight. It's a slow process. Yeah, but over the next, 6 months to a year and 2 years and 5 years, I plan to do this as long as I can. Right? Yeah, we're continuing to provide a really valuable service and a lot of positivity and a lot of sharing for people to have great success in their life.
Yes. So let's greet some of our viewers.
Hmm.
So I think I haven't greeted Wang. Good evening, Wang, and good
Hey,
evening,
Wang.
Michaela, and
Mm,
also Mary Jane,
hmm.
Jean Miranda,
Hmm.
also Rena. Good evening,
Mm.
everyone. Kindly share the stream, please. And,
Yeah, hi, Gene. We haven't seen you, heard from you in a long time. I hope you're doing really well. Yeah, I still owe you a coaching session, by the way, so make sure you hit me up for that. Yeah, I mean, we did some free coaching sessions, and a few people have taken advantage of those, but some of you who got coaching sessions haven't you? So don't wait for there's going to be the right time for me to do this. The right time is now. When it happens, right? You're knocking at the door. It's time to go. Take advantage because if you're waiting for the perfect situation, it's never going to happen, right? What do they say? You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? It's either like, do you want to make a delicious cake or do you want to eat a delicious cake? You just got to take your choice and then do the things that you want to do. Yeah, we got Joyce in today. Hey, Joyce, how are you?
good evening. Good evening from Japan. Here.
Mm.
So there, it's early morning, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Joyce. Yeah, it's like what 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so like Joyce is saying that right. It's really hard to be involved in social media because the algorithms always kick us out and they don't give us all the information. But this is the idea about being in the Discord servers. There are no algorithms. It's a private community where you're gonna get the information. You bounce in there, you look around, you leave some comments and you're part of what's going on. So it's not a problem at all to keep on top of it. All right, if you I'm in a couple of other Discord communities and I usually budget myself about 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day in each of those and I can actually get in and connect with people, leave some comments, give people some applauses and let them go. If you have any questions or problems and you're in Discord already, then yeah, leave me a message over there or send me an email and we'll figure out how to get it done. I'm still kind of a newbie myself, so it might take a little bit of doing, but we'll get it going. And if you're not, like I said, yeah, send me an email or contact me through something else. My Facebook should be up next week. Praying,
Hopefully, hopefully.
hoping. Yeah.
I hope that.
So, yeah. So, I mean, because that's a really important communication channel. But yeah. But otherwise, right? Yeah. Just shoot me an email and we'll get you in, or hit me up on Discord, and we'll make sure that all that stuff works. So yeah, and yeah, more like a post. Okay, I got 'em coming. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, guys. So should we get started?
Yes, but before we start, let's greet the others who just came in. Nikki, hello, good evening, Nikki, and also to Mai and Ruth Luna
Mm,
and Christine Mendoza.
hmm.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Okay,
Mm.
so what we're going to do tonight is we are going to give you insights about the topics that we are going to discuss in the CEO Bootcamp, and you can all ask questions. All right.
Okay. So the first module that we're going to be covering in CEO Bootcamp is about defining your products and services. So what does that mean? When we talked in Discover Your Ikigai, like we are able to define some of the passions and the missions that people had in what they wanted to do for their lives going forward. So now that you have those broad categories, right, the next thing that you need to do is figure out what you can do that you can make money from. So, for example, if you like music, you might say, okay, well, I can make money from teaching music lessons, or I could make money from DJing, or whatever it is, right? Trying to figure out all of the ways that you could make money from those things that are really important to you, or those things that you'd like to do, right? Someone else was studying Photoshop, right? And so doing graphic design, or doing photo editing, are also ways that you can make money. So this is the first section that we're going to work on um, with CEO Bootcamp is really coming up with that inventory of products and services that you can offer to the community at large.
Yes, exactly. So one thing that I can say about this, since you, especially those who actually attended the Ikigai course, so you've already discovered your passions, your interests. So this will come in handy when you try to define what can be your target product, or what is something that you think you would excel based on what you learned from your discovering your Ikigai. And I can give that as an example. Um, Before I started my own business, so products, what are the things that actually I I, I have really interest in? And then during that time, I was really keen on using skincare products. Yeah, so that's how it started. So it's just for myself at first. So I try to discover what are the products that are actually good for my skin. Yes, and because of that interest, and maybe also because of connections. So I started to have my shop. I was encouraged by a doctor friend to actually start my online shop and then to sell skincare. And then later on, I didn't know that this kind of interest would actually grow into a really good business.
Mm,
Yeah, so that's what we are talking about here. So
mm.
we have to define this. What do you call this, John? Maybe the
Your
mm,
offerings?
yes, your offerings.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, the same thing happened to me, right? Like at first when I started my business, I said, okay, well, what can I do? And I came up with a lot of things. I said, okay, well, I can write
Mhm.
content. I
Yes.
can I can edit. I can do websites.
Mhm.
I can design courses. I can teach English. I can do coaching.
A lot.
Right. So I had so many, but this is a problem because if you have so many, you have to spend equal amount of time on each one to show that you have a lot of expertise.
Yes,
And if you have too many, then people really don't believe that that you're good at any of them.
exactly.
Yeah, so really, like, and we saw this with a friend of ours the other day who is starting their business and said, okay, well, I can do all these things. And it gets confusing, right? Because people really don't know what that person's expertise is.
Mm,
And in the market, if people are confused for a split second, they're off. They're going to go buy from someone else.
yes.
Yeah.
They're too overwhelmed. Let's say if they go to your website and you have a lot of services to offer, like
Hmm.
they got really confused, like, oh wait, I thought I actually went here for some kind of coaching. And then let's say that person saw maybe another line of business. So
Hmm.
it's quite confusing, too overwhelming. So
Mm.
it's good to define and streamline
Mm.
also and find what really works for you.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I was really struggling earlier this year until I got some advice from my coach who said just streamline it. Like
mm,
what are the one or two things that you really do well and how can you make money at those? And so I did. I stripped everything away except for coaching and teaching communication skills. And as soon as I did that, opportunities started coming to me and it's not going to be too much longer before the right opportunities are going to kind of take over for the other ones that I have to do as well. And actually, like also when I got some other opportunities that came to me, I could actually feel confident in saying no about those because I knew that they weren't aligned with the passions that I had and the things I wanted to do. And I didn't really see a connection between the two. And I didn't feel bad about that at all. Right? And so these are some of the things that you're going to see when you're talking about defining your products and services.
exactly. All right. So maybe we can ask questions.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything that we can help you define, yes, your product or services, whether or not you have your own business or you're planning to have one,
Hmm.
maybe we can help you with that.
Yeah.
Maybe Cheryl, you have a question. Let's wait for the question flow. So, what can be a good question, John?
Okay, so one question might be like I okay. Okay, so here we go. So Joyce says, you have to start with one and then bring in the others. If they align with each other, then you can clearly connect them. Yeah, I agree with that, Joyce.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
in that, yeah, I mean, start with one thing as your base or your foundation. So, yeah, so that's really good. So, I think one good question that we could ask based on what Joyce said is, if you are considering doing some business or starting something new, like what are some of those things that you're considering doing?
Yes.
Yeah, what are some of the things that you're doing now, or some of the things that you're considering doing going forward?
Mhm.
So, Kath, how long did it take you to actually start to have some success in your business?
Hmm. Um, Maybe I can give an example for the other business, the one that I started when I was still in university. So when I was in university, I started to, I did part-time modeling. So it was all about print ads. But then I realized my interest was actually not in being a model itself, but being able to manage some of my friends and giving them projects. So of course, it doesn't take like an overnight success, just like what John said earlier. So at first, it was more like a stepping stone, having the right network, and I was able to get these people casters. Yeah, so they cast talents for TV commercials, for print ads, and other kinds of project. So it started little by little while I was still in university. So it doesn't really, it's not like a one-time big time. There can be some projects like that, but it's the stable income and the regular clients. They all started when I established my own business, when I registered the business itself. So
Mm-hmm.
when I graduated, I I started my own business,
Mm-hmm.
and I directly worked with advertising companies, with those clients in the past. And because of the good relationship with my employees, and they are my models, of course. Um, so, because of that good relationship as well, they chose to be with me rather
Mm-hmm.
than other agencies.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because I am also concerned of their, let's say, hard work. So sometimes, mostly it's 70%, 30%. 70%, 30%. 70 goes to the model,
Mm-hmm.
30% goes to the company. But
Okay.
sometimes I have considerations like if they are so tired, I'll give them like probably 75 or 80%.
Mm-hmm.
So doing something like that as well can actually gain the model's trust. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work over time, but I noticed that after, let's say, 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
that's the time that I got a lot of billboards along EDSA,
Mm.
from Smart Telecom, Goldilocks, and I worked with Summit Media. I was able to supply a lot of models, advertorials,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was really good.
Mm.
It was
Yeah.
really good. Mm.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of people say that that 3 year window is like really kind of what you got to get to. So, yeah, that's that's surprising that, or it's not surprising that it took you so long, and it's cool to see that like as you dedicate more and more of your time and energies to the people and making things go well for them, that's how you were able to find success.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
All right. So there's a comment from Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my husband started his tank business. Most of you know about that. His tank business is running for about 3 months now. He's thinking of investing on aqua plants to sell and for him to use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so defining the business of Shello or Michelle's
Mm-hmm.
husband. Well, what's your comment about this, John?
Yeah, well, I mean, this takes us, I think, right to our next section, which is understanding then what your marketing is. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're doing these kind of tanks, right? These with the live plants, and kind of like a what do we used to call them? It's almost like a terrarium.
Terrarium. That's why you call it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, like finding the like what's the market for those is a little bit challenging because they're really expensive and then they also need upkeep. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at a business like that,
Mm.
right? I mean, you could just sell the terrariums or the aquariums and then let the people take care of them if they know what to do.
Mm.
But you could also then build out for example, a subscription service for maintenance, right? For maybe changing out the fish, changing out the plants, like with, for example, like flower shops, right? Like they have customers, like rich customers who want new plants every week or every month. And so you actually go out and change out their plants, do watering of the live plants and make sure everything is healthy. And if it's not, you change it out. So, I mean, these are ways that you can look at like how are you going to expand your business
Mhm.
from just building out something like an aquarium to something that could be much bigger, right? Depending on who your market is, and then how do you get in front of the right people, right? This is something like with marketing that we're going to talk about is where do people usually go who are interested in the product or the service that you have?
Yes. So that's why, Shallow, now that your husband, you've already discovered what should your business be, like this tank business. What do you call this? Like aquarium tank business.
Hmm.
Now with the marketing, it's very important that you learn about your market itself, just like what John actually mentioned. So there goes the market research. Like so, you are going to be able to decide whether or not you should add these things and if you think that it's too early or not to add plants. So
Hmm.
you have to know first the interest of your market and
Hmm.
who are they exactly, are they young people, are they actually those or elderly people, so you have to know the demographics as well, or
Mm.
where they are, or do they try to visit your shop,
Hmm.
or try to just order online. So all these aspects we are going to discuss it in the marketing segment or the second session
Hmm.
of our CEO bootcamp,
Yeah.
because there's a lot to learn there. There's a
Mm.
lot to learn that we are going to discuss, and
Yeah.
also the medium. What is your medium or any channels or that you use to make your business what do you call this, to be well known,
Exposure business. Yeah.
like expose your business.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like how you were talking about demographics because really in marketing, what you have to think about is who is your target customer? What do they look like? If you were to say this kind of person walks in the door or gives me a call and they're exactly right for my business, right? This is really what we're going to find in marketing. Like I started doing Google ads recently, the last maybe 2 months or 3 months. Like at first, I got the results I was looking for as far as the number of impressions and the number of clicks
Mhm.
and what people were doing. They were surfing around my site, right, going to look at 2 or 3 pages before they left.
Mm.
My goal was for them to book a session, right, to book a counseling session, and they weren't doing that. But as I got deeper into the analytics, what I found was most of the people on my site were between 18 and 24 years old. That's not my market.
Exactly.
My market is people over 30 who are really looking at making some changes in their life. So I pulled my ads and I created some new ones, and I ran them for a little while. Like I was gonna run them for about a month, and I actually ran them for. By the time I got them going, and by the time that Google had checked them and set up my bids and all of that, that took about 2 weeks. And they ran for 3 days, and they performed about 1,000 times better than the ads I did at first. They were hitting the right market. I was getting about 100 clicks a day, and I had to actually stop them because number one, I was an American, I couldn't service people, right? And number two, it was costing me so much money that if I wasn't getting results right away, then I really had to make sure that I was doing the right thing. And so then what I could find, but that gave me solutions. Right, the one thing that I know from when I worked in marketing before is that it's always testing. It's test and adjust and test and adjust. And when you're doing advertising, for example, right, you're expecting people to take a certain kind of action at each step of the cycle. So the first thing I was expecting people to do was to see the ads and click. They were doing that, but the next thing that they weren't doing is booking a consultation. So that means that there's something on my website that isn't working to get people to take that action that I want them to take. Right? I think I need to give them more information so they can differentiate me from the rest of the market. But why they aren't clicking, I need to figure that out. So the two ways that I can do that are number one, lower my daily average spend so that I can get more people on and then check on what's going on, what's happening, instead of spending too much money to do my research. Or number two is to find some focus groups who are the people that are in my target audience,
Yes.
and then run my pages by them and see if they're actually working. Right. I tried that a little bit before and it seemed to work, but check this out, Kath. One person who I know really well, she said she decided, and if you hear this, like I'm not bashing on you, but yeah, she decided that she needed to take some TOEIC lessons.
Oh, okay.
So she signed up for TOEIC lessons with someone else. I said, why did you do that? You know I teach English. You
Hmm.
know I can help you with standardized testing,
Okay.
but you took a demo lesson somewhere else and you signed up with them. Because what happened, right? That's on me. That's not on her. That's on me. Because I didn't make it clear enough that helping people to improve their English, no matter what it is, whether it's for business, standardized testing, that I'm an expert in this field. And
Mm-hmm.
so when she needed help, she didn't think about coming to me, right? Instead, she went out and got help somewhere else. So that's an issue with my marketing that's really right that I really need to fix so that people know I'm an expert in the area. If they know me, and if people come to the website, then they're convinced that this is someone I should be spending my money with.
Exactly. Yes, and you've been doing that for a long time. You're definitely an
Mm-hmm.
expert. Okay. I saw a comment here. So Renna, Miss Renly said last year they started their Facebook page about children worksheets. Yeah, so that time it wasn't really popular to have like modules or activities for the students. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is what Rescue wanted to do, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then she started selling copies about learning activities. First, it was hard, but the worksheets should be presentable and beautiful for the view for the children
Mm-hmm.
to get interested or work hard on it. And but according to her, she was able to sell a lot online. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what we are also going to discuss in the marketing finding your niche market, right?
Mm, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I love Seth Godin, and what he talks about is finding the smallest viable market. We
Yes.
don't need to sell to millions and millions of people. You only need to find enough people to sustain your business. I mean, for me to sustain my business, I need about like between 50 and 100 people. If I did that, if I had 50 to 100 people who are taking English lessons, buying coaching, and buying courses, like, yeah, I'd be fine. So, yeah, a million people, sure, for a book. For my book, I need to have upwards of a million customers because on each book, I make somewhere between $3 and $5. Sometimes even less. Sometimes I make one. And on some books, I made zero. So, yeah, if I sell a million books, I make $1 million. That's right. But if I have 100 coaching clients and people taking courses, I would probably exceed $1 million.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's finding that smallest viable market and getting people who are going to champion you, right? So for example, with worksheets, again, like maybe a subscription model is something that you should be looking at, right? And this all goes to marketing. How you're marketing, what are you marketing, right? And like Joyce said, marketing is really, really hard. But the thing about it is that you just need to keep testing and you really need to find out what some of the averages and expectations are so that you don't get overwhelmed or you feel like you're not succeeding, right? When you actually are doing better than most people are, right?
Exactly. So it's a
Yeah.
learning process, and that's why me and John, we have this experience about marketing and what works and what doesn't. So we are going to share this in this second session.
Hmm.
So I think one good example as well with the niche market is my interest of collecting Starbucks merchandise, right, John? So
Hmm.
found that niche market, I was able to actually I found a Starbucks collectors group in the Philippines.
Mm.
So very, very specific target customers. And these customers, they don't care about the money.
Mm.
What they need, I have to supply to them
Mm.
Japanese Starbucks merchandise. And they don't care about the how much is it, but actually, it's a win-win situation, and it's really good that you'll be able to find these things and discover it for your business.
Mm.
So everything will be discussed in again in this second session, which is
Yep.
marketing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of my big marketing adventures, I'll call it, yeah, was marketing Mayweather Pacquiao.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, like our market was nightclubs, bars, and restaurants,
Mhm.
right? And the idea of how do we get people to pay such a high fee because, like, where in America, I think that they were charging like $100
Mhm.
maybe to watch that fight at home. But in a nightclub, you had to pay like $3,000 or $4,000. A small bar would be paying $1,500.
Mhm.
So really, what does that mean they have to do? It means they need to charge admission, right? They need to set it up as an event and let people know that number one, their bar is the go-to place to watch boxing.
Mhm.
Right, and number two, right, they need to promote other events around that because this is a time a lot of people are going to come. So it's like your showcase, right, for your bar or for your restaurant to really show what you can do to these people, for these people, so that when they come, so that they want to come back another time. Right, and then really, what you're doing is you're investing in having this fight, so that people are going to become repeat customers and come again and again, whether they come for fights or they come for the food and other entertainment that you have, or just to have a good time in your establishment. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a lot of fun and a really good insight into understanding how by helping your customers
Mhm.
realize the value, and how what you do helps them, you're going to actually have more success.
Exactly. That's right.
Okay.
Okay. So
So let's
let's
talk about sales.
the next one. Yes.
Where's my uh let's see here. Where's my screen share? Oh, there it is. I've been on Zoom all day today. I had a 9 hour session this morning and I'm just zoomed out. Okay, yeah, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm obviously sales is the lifeblood of your business.
Mhm.
And the one thing I could say about sales is that really people don't like it. It's really they think it's really hard to do sales. But if you think of sales as helping your potential customers or your prospects with problems that they have, sales becomes fun because you're really working on building relationships one on one with the people who are going to buy from you. And hopefully they're going to be long term customers.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're selling, for example, worksheets, you're much better off to have teachers as clients than parents. Because parents are going to buy one time, maybe two times, right? Maybe you have things for every single grade. So they'll buy one round as they go on and on and on. But teachers will continue to buy from you year after year.
Yes.
Yeah. So understanding who your customers are and how you generate sales, and like we talked about with the smallest viable market, how do you keep those people to continue to come back and buy from you, and even give you insight into the next things that they need, so that you can continue to develop those things for them.
Yes. Exactly.
Mm.
All right. So sales. So what else are we going to cover in this session, John?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Besides, those are really the biggest areas,
Mhm.
right? Is being able to define who are some customers that you can call on,
Yes.
and then having you follow up with us in the community on what the results of those calls are.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, right? We always put off the thing that seems the hardest, and making sales calls is one of those things.
Yes. I think I can also contribute in this area is when it comes to sales, you have to know these people, whether or not you are going to have like a soft sale or maybe hard one. It
Hmm.
depends on what type of customer, or sometimes it should be something natural. That's what I
Hmm.
do usually when I sell something.
Hmm.
I am the model itself. I use the product. It's like recommending something, but
Hmm.
actually you're earning from it, and you are using it, and it's more natural because they can see the results in you.
Hmm.
So it's really good to know these things as well when it comes to selling your products. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm just wondering, Leon, what is your business? Yeah, you mentioned in the comment about you started a business in 2016. May I know what kind of business that is? Okay. And do you have any questions about the third session, sales? Yes. Good evening to all the new viewers, Nino, of course, Leon, Jonna,
Hmm. Yep.
and yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lee.
So Leon said MFQ. Construction design.
Okay.
I see.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So do you have any questions about the sales session?
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I worked in telemarketing, this is what that was really the lesson I learned was understanding what does the customer need.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was doing loan refinancing, student loan refinancing,
Mhm.
and I mean, we were doing cold calling because it's telemarketing, and hoping people would pick up the phone, right? And when they did, right, really, yeah,
Mhm.
yep, yeah, and when they did, really, what we wanted to do is find out their situation. Like, where are they in their student loans?
Mhm.
What difficulties are they having? And then provide them a few solutions, right? And where I found success was not all of my solutions included my company,
Yes.
right? Some were things that they could do on their own, and others were things that my company could actually help them with.
Mhm.
So like and just and education, right? If they knew what their lenders were doing, because a lot of the lenders are not famous companies, although they are huge in the industries that they work in. It's like if I said BlackRock is a large bank. But
Mhm.
Kath, do you know what BlackRock is?
I think I've heard that.
Yeah,
BlackRock
but that's it. I think I heard it. That's all, right? But they're the largest. They're the largest.
investment. Investment.
They're the largest investment bank.
Investment.
Yeah,
Mm.
for M&As, I think. Yeah,
Oh.
for mergers and acquisitions.
Acquisition, right.
Yeah, the largest in the world, but no one knows who they are because it's B2B,
Mm.
right? It's a business to business. So as consumers, we usually don't hear about these kind of companies. Right, and the same thing goes with student loans. The banks that are handling student loans work directly with the government, and they get so much business from the government that they really don't need to go out and look for consumers,
Mhm.
and consumer products. So we don't really know any of these companies.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. And so this is the idea, right? And so when you're looking at sales, it's like how do you serve your customers? How do you make their life, how do you improve their lives? How do you solve their problems? So when we look at sales, we're going to go back and take a look at defining your products again and say, what are the problems that your products and services solve? Because yeah, Joyce said it's much more than a large bank. Yeah, Joyce, it's gigantic. Yeah, because when you can define what a problem that that your products and services solve, then you can actually make a difference. And like we talked about with niching down your market, yeah, we really just want you really just want to focus on one of those things at a time. Let's solve one problem and let's solve that very well. And then, like Joyce was talking about, like growing it out, then, okay, we have this other solution for this other problem. And then build that out. And then, okay, we have this other solution for this other product problem. But like your success, you're just repeating the success that you had as you go from section to section.
Yes. I think there's something else about sales that we could actually discuss. I remember it a while ago. What was that? I was about to say something. Anyway, the next one,
Yep.
John,
Is
is
setting goals.
setting goals.
Okay. You want to talk about this one, Kath?
Yeah, so it's very important that you know what you want to happen in your business. And it's not just, making your mission vision. It's this is about what really is feasible, what is going to be realistic for you. So for your target sales or for your customers. So setting goals is very important for it to be specific,
Hmm.
right? I
Yep.
think most of you have learned about like
Smart goals.
SMART goals, right?
Mhm.
So
So
um,
specific. So smart goals are specific,
measurable,
measurable,
yes, and then
achievable,
achievable, realistic,
realistic,
yes, and
time bound.
time bound, yes.
Mm.
So we are going to apply that as well when you set your goals, of course.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So right, setting goals is one thing, right? But how you achieve your goals is something else.
Mhm.
And so what we want to do is we want to look at setting some goals that are going to take you through the end of the year, right? When you're finished with this course, what are the things that you're going to do to move yourself forward, in some small steps through the end of 2022 that you can feel that you're making some good traction and that you actually are feeling that you're making some success, right? And then once you've done that, then you can do the same. You can replicate those strategies with some new goals for the coming year. All right, we'll also spend some time talking about short-term goals and long-term goals, how those things are interconnected, and also about stretch goals or dream goals. Right, those are the ones that really help you to keep your vision going. And the thing about stretch goals is every night before I go to bed, I always visualize my a stretch goal
Mhm.
every single night. So one of the stretch goals that I often visualize is me presenting in front of 10,000 people. Right. Another stretch goal that I imagine is me like kicking back in my high rise mansion and saying, "Woohoo! This has been a great week." Right. But the thing that I found recently in a book that I'm reading called Gold Medal Mind is that as you become better and better at working on your stretch goals and visualizing those, you actually are starting to understand what it takes to get there because you can visualize in more and more detail how you're achieving those things and what you're doing. So, for example, if you're presenting in front of 10,000 people, at first, you might just be walking on stage and hearing all the people applaud. But later on, you may actually be hearing yourself or imagining yourself saying certain things or making a specific presentation, right? And actually, like you're building out those things in your mind. And that's really helping you to get closer and closer to achieving those long-term goals or those stretch goals that you're going after. But no goals are really going to be achieved without some good project management.
Yeah.
Every goal is a project. And you really need to understand how to break those goals down into achievable bite-sized tasks.
Yes, exactly. All right. So what else are we going to discuss in this session, John?
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, what we're going to do is we're going to start with goals,
Mhm.
and get some good ideas with that, and then in the final session, talk about how taking some of the goals that you have, all right, the ones that you want to work on immediately, and then figuring out how to break those down into into smaller goals, and even look at some project management techniques, like for example, using Scrum
Mhm.
as a way to break things down and then move them forward little by little, or to use to-do list as a way to track and then doing assessment.
Mhm.
PDCA, right? Plan, do, check, act, to make sure that you're on track with making some inroads on the goals that you have. I mean, think of the goal as the right as the top of the. I don't know how would you say this. So the goal is the idea,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, but like Leon knows is that right you're not going to have a good building, right, without a good floor, without a good blueprint, and without a good design.
Mhm.
Right. So the project management part of your goals is actually right the blueprint and all of the other things that need to go into being able to achieve those goals,
Mhm.
right, step by step. And being able to deal with the adversity that comes with doing that.
Yes, also that. Also that.
Mm, yeah. So yeah. I mean, when I wrote my book, I mean, my whole book was planted on post-it notes.
Yes.
Yeah, every single chapter was a post-it note. I had an idea for a chapter, right? I
Mhm.
wrote it on a post-it note, I stuck it on the wall. Another chapter had an idea, stuck it on the wall.
Mhm.
As I started writing, some of my ideas for chapters actually were not enough information, and so I needed to combine two ideas into one. So I revised my note when I was done with the chapter, and then at the end, then I figured out the structure. I moved things around. Okay, these 5 chapters are this section. these 5 chapters are this, these are this, these last 5 chapters are that, right? And then I could actually build it into a structure that makes sense, right? And makes Win the Day a book that you can go through. You don't have to go through it from the beginning to the end, right? You could go through it looking at, for example, creating a good relationship with yourself, and then maybe after that, then you want to look at uh, how to create and maintain a foundation. And then maybe on you want to look at understanding emotions or how you work with people. You can do it in any order that you want, right? I was talking to one of my friends who had finished reading my book and talks about it a lot. Uh, and he said, when I'm feeling down, I just pick up your book and just read a random chapter, and it makes me feel better.
That's
I'm
great.
like, yeah, that's the whole idea, right? And the only way that happens is because I had a structure in mind, and the idea that my goal was that you could read in, if you could pick up the book, read a chapter in about 5 to 10 minutes, and
Mhm.
then be done, and then you could get through the book in about a month. And I had this idea in mind about how everything was going to work together, and then I was able to do that at the end.
That's great.
Hmm. How
Awesome.
about you, Kath? So
Mhm.
when you're getting ready for a Starbucks collectible launch,
Mhm.
yeah, what's the process that you go through in getting ready to go out and buy all of that merch?
Yeah, so it's really a learning process, or depending on what my focus is. So let's say if this is maybe a merchandise that is quite in demand when it comes to seasonal items. So you have to plan it ahead. So you need to know what date should be the release, and
Mm,
then how to plan. Like for example, in Japan, um, you cannot really buy 3 items at the day of on the day of the release. You can only buy one item, one design. So you have to plan ahead. Like you need your team with you. Or how many stores are you going to
mm,
for that day? So everything should be planned. And also, you have to find a really good what do you call this, delivery as well. And
mm,
the thing that I struggled before, because it took a lot of orders. So the invoice
mm,
system is what I struggled, because I was really hands-on with everything in the past. And I think it took a while. It took a lot of my time. So also when it comes to project management, you have to find these things that would actually contribute um, to maybe making your business easier. So along the way I found a really good invoicing system. Yeah, so something like that. So you have to find those things and plan ahead.
mm. Yeah, exactly. I remember you rustling up teachers when I worked at Berlitz to go out and buy cups for you.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
part of it. Network.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because the thing in Japan, I don't know if this is true at other Starbucks. I'm not sure it is, but in Japan, right, when you buy the those large cups, the collectible cups, you get a free first cup of coffee.
Yes.
Right, so that was the incentive that you used. Go
Yeah.
buy me some cups, and you can have all the coffees.
Yes. You can have those drink tickets.
Yep, exactly.
Yes, that's what I did, and I was
Mm,
able to cover all the demand, or the orders, number of orders, because of
mm,
that. Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So these are the 5 areas that we're really going to focus on in CEO Bootcamp: defining your products and services, marketing, sales, setting goals, and project management. So as you notice in what we're talking about, we really don't want to focus on these things in a broad way. We want to focus on these things specifically for you and what you're doing, right? More hands-on than theory-based. Because once you understand how to do it for one thing, you can duplicate your success for other things.
Yes. And it also differs for each business, right? So John has his own kind of business, which is more in service. And for me, it's both products or services. So, and for you, so it doesn't mean that everything that applies to us could actually work with you. So we need to find out everything. And in this session, or in this CEO bootcamp course, we are going to be hands on with that to help you. That's why we actually built this Discord community
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because no matter when you're watching the courses, the classes, you can actually come into Discord. You can see what other people are saying about different sections, and you can also ask questions about things that are happening for you at wherever you're at. Right? It's the whole idea is that yeah, you have a support network of people who are also in the course with you, and like in discovering your ikigai, like while that comment was something that was available, I don't think enough people took advantage of it to actually engage and talk about what's going on. But this is but with CEO Bootcamp, it's an ongoing process, right? It's something that's really not going to change, regardless of if you're working on your first product or you're working on your fifth product, right? And being able to have people that you can talk to who are going through the same thing that you are, some have had more success than others, is really going to help you to understand what you need to do next. And that's what we're trying to build out, both through the community of people who sign up and of people who are already in Discord and have had some success.
Yes. Right. So, do you have any questions about this course? Yeah, we'd like to see your comments, your questions.
Yeah. So yeah, while you're working on that, let's just go over really what we're focusing on today is the getting started tier, based on our market research and talking to our potential customer base, as we're going to help you to do. Right. We found that the getting started here is probably the one that's most aligned, with the larger percentage of people that would be interested in CEO Bootcamp. So, getting started is five self directed 60-minute video modules. So, we'll make videos just like we've done today and like we did last week with session zero, and make those available to you in the Synergy Personal Development Academy. You'll be able to download the slide decks and the audio recordings from those. You'll have to watch the videos on the site, and then we'll do some Q&A sessions. We'll do at least one Q&A session at the end of the course for on Zoom for talking about what your next steps are and really getting you ready to take the first few steps in growing out your business. And then you can jump into Discord to get some accountability, right? To find people to interact with, and even, and if we need to do more, the idea with Discord is we can set up some more lives in there, some talks, some Q&A sessions. Right, but at a minimum, we'll do one Q&A session, which helps you to make your next steps once the five sessions are finished. We'll do, like we talked about, the Discord community. We're really trying to get that to be an active place where people can go and talk about what they're going through. The people who are in CEO Bootcamp are all doing the same thing. They're building out their businesses. And so, knowing that you're with other people who are going through these same things, regardless of where you are, what's your Discord four-digit code? Joyce, I'll send you that later. I'll have to figure out exactly what that is, and I'll send that to you. But yeah, but the idea then is that you can, that you'll be able, that people will be at the exact same place that you are. Some people have had more success and they can help you with those things. You'll have more success with others, and then you can help them as well. So yeah, so people helping people to achieve more, right? And the price of this course is 97 US dollars. Where if you're in, like let's see, if you're in the US, Canada, Philippines, Japan, the UK, and the EU, when you go to the website to shop.synergypersonaldevelopment.com, it automatically converts the price to your currency.
Yes.
So you'll see that in your currency. And if $97 is a little bit too high for you, you can split it into two payments. So the first payment would be due before the course starts, and the second payment would be due about halfway in, right? And so that's a way we made it a little bit more reasonable for you to get into the course.
Yes.
Kath, anything to add to that?
Yeah, and we are going to give more scholarships, right?
Yeah, we have a couple scholarships. Yeah, so the course registration closes this Sunday night at 11:59 Japanese Standard Time. That's 11:59 p.m. Sorry, I didn't put the p.m. in there. So 11:59 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. So at that time, the course will close. So make sure you get in by then. The URL is shop.synergypersonaldevelopment.com.
Yes. So if you are actually from the Philippines, so that will be 10:59
Yep.
p.m. in the Philippines.
Mm.
Yeah, so make sure you register uh,
Hmm.
before that. Yes.
Yeah.
To be able
Yeah.
to join. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then at the beginning of the week, we'll be sending out all of. Well, actually, when you sign up, you'll get an information sheet immediately that lets you know that the information that you need for registering for the course. At the beginning of the week, we'll be setting up the course on the academy, so you'll be able to get in and to see the information from that. I'll also put session zero in there. So you won't have access to Academy until probably the middle of next week. And then for this course, for the Getting Started course, that actually begins. Kat, do you remember the date? 23rd?
Wait, let me check.
I'm checking too.
22nd.
Yeah, that actually begins on the 23rd.
Oh,
So
20.
the 23rd
Is
of
it
April.
Friday or Saturday?
And the course will be available from Saturday.
Ah, yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you register for Business Insiders, that's a live course that happens on Friday nights. At the same time, it starts at 8 p.m. I think, is that right, Kath?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 8 p.m. Japanese time, 7 p.m. Philippine time, and that makes it 7 a.m. East Coast time. If you sign up for that, it's a live 2 hour course. The cost for that is $397. Like I said, we're really not promoting that one too hard because from what we've seen from other people, we really, and from talking to some of you, yeah, it seems like it's a little bit out of reach, and that's fine.
Mhm.
I mean, we're still new, we're still trying to figure it out, and trying to balance right our customers. Like you guys can afford to pay, so
Mhm.
that we can, because this is a business, but also at the same time making sure that we're offering you a fair value, right, for what we think is a price that works for you. So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, especially those who are actually busy, but they wanted to start learning about going their passions into business. So having that kind of getting started a course, and that will be so flexible for you. You can watch anytime within the week. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, new courses will come up every Saturday, so you can watch anytime. You can review the courses, all right, just like we did with discovering your ikigai, and the courses will be available to you for for as long as we're around.
Mhm.
So yeah, so if we come out with new versions of the course, yeah, you'll always have access to the pre-recorded materials, even if we change the course. And we will, because you're always learning and improving, right? You'll still have access to even to the new courses, and be able to get in and look at those as well, and interact with the things that are happening there. So, yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions?
Yep. Yeah, if anyone has any questions or any concerns, please put them in the chat. Yeah, we'll be happy to answer those for you.
Yes. Anything about the course or any questions you would like to ask John? Yeah. So just don't be shy and comment below. All right. So what's our next agenda, John?
Yeah. So our next agenda is if you have any questions at all about the course, anything that you haven't asked here, shoot me an email, John at synergypersonaldevelopment.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, and to give you any additional information
Mhm.
about the course, or anything else that we have going on. So yeah, so that would be the next thing to do, or just jump over to the shop and register for the course. That
Yes.
would be the best. That's the next best thing you can do. Yeah, call to action. Yeah, go to shop.synergypersonaldevelopment.com, and when you get there, you'll see three options. We only have three products right now. So we have the two courses and we have my book. So yeah, so head on over, sign up for the course. Yeah, that would be the next thing that you do, and then yeah, and we'll get you enrolled and give you all the information that you need so we can get you rolling. Also, if you are interested in joining our Discord, send me an email as well, and I'll give you the access information for that. Yeah, because we want to make sure, like I said, like we're really trying to build this community. Joyce said before that on social media, the algorithms try to limit what you get so that they can pitch you more and more product,
Mhm.
more and more ads. But yeah, Discourse is a clean community. There's no algorithms. It's just your own private group where people are communicating together. Yeah, and so yeah, so I'll get that to you, Joyce. I'll send you that email, probably tomorrow, with the access to Discord. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it,
Yes.
and thanks to all of you for being with us tonight or this morning, wherever you are, and giving us your time. Yeah, it really makes us understand that what we're doing has value to you, and that's why we're here, right? To help make your world a little bit better and to give you some insight and share some of our experiences, to help you be more successful.
Yes. So for all the viewers now and later on, those who missed to watch this live, um, just one advice for everyone: it's really important that you invest in yourself.
Mm,
So this is really a good start for you if you want to make your goals happen, and um, can be the perfect time is actually now.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's start.
mhm. Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like the best investment you can make is the investment you make in yourself.
Yes.
We were talking before about BlackRock, and I actually invested in BlackRock because I taught some courses there, and I'm like, this company is really cool,
Mhm.
right? And they actually like it's going to be one that makes a lot of money. It sure enough they did, as Joyce said. It's one of the two banks that runs the world, right? Yeah, so that was a good investment for sure, investing in BlackRock. But I also invested in my own personal development coach, and I'll tell you, right, without having a coach, I never would have written a book. I never would have taken the plunge on leaving a job that ended up being a dead end, even though it was the perfect job, the one I'd always wanted for my whole life, and venturing out and trying something new. Right? I never would have believed in myself that I could be what I thought I could be and what I wanted to be, which was someone that motivates other people. And all of that came from investing in myself. And the same is true for you, right? We can talk about things that we want to do, but unless you make an investment in yourself, yeah, actually finding that success takes a lot longer. So yeah, you're gonna find that you do more and you move faster when you're around people who are doing the same things that you do, who have had some of the success that you're seeking. Yeah, and so yeah, like I said, now is the time to invest. You're here, right? You spent your time, so now reach in your wallet and put a little money in yourself, because like that is going to propel you farther than watching tons of videos on YouTube. that really just say the same thing over and over again. Michelle, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you being here. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much. So John is really, really, yeah, you are right, definitely, with what you said. So the bonus or incentive that we're actually giving in the CEO bootcamp is you are going to have an amazing group that could
Mm,
actually guide you.
mm,
And we'll start with that in the Discord. So I am so happy for some of you actually watching right now who will be part of our course.
mhm,
So we are going to help each other
mhm,
with our businesses. And
mhm.
not only business, John, right? Not only business, but also personal development, like
Exactly.
goals.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So that's one thing, right? So for CEO Bootcamp, we'll have a private group within Discord, but there's also that are more public groups that talk about things like count your wins, share your losses, inspiration. If you're doing something that you'd like to promote, like all of that stuff is in there. There's all these other areas as well, right? What we're really trying to do is build out a community of people that want to help each other, that are positive, and that really, I mean, like, um, what I want to say, yeah, I don't know. I've worked with people from lots of different countries, and it seems that when you get if you're working in an international situation, like the people from the same country always seem to huddle together. And when they do that, there's always a lot of bullying.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, there's people who are trying, who looking out for themselves, and they're always looking for what's the problem with someone else. How can I throw someone under the bus? Right, and that can get so frustrating. But what we are is complete opposite of that. We're looking for how can we lift people up? How can we make people feel better? And how can we give people solid advice that's going to help them to take the next steps in their life and become the success that they want to be? And that's what being part of this community is all about, right? And the courses that we offer are one way to get into that, right? Coaching and masterminds and mentoring are
Yes.
other ways. Yeah. And really just like being advocates, really. Just like if you like what we're doing and you want to be part of that, yeah, we're open to that. And right now, like being part of those communities is really inexpensive. And really we're here to help people to have a better life. So
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Right. So before we say goodbye to everyone,
Hmm.
I think, John, you chose some scholars again.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want to announce those, or do you want me to?
Uh, I think it's better if it's coming from you. Yes, so it's not biased. I wasn't the one who actually chose, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So, yeah, let's take a look. I didn't make a notes of who those are, but yeah, let me bring that up here real quick. Hold on.
I can help you.
Yeah, that would be
All
great.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a meeting with John, and he told me the scholars, the additional scholars for this.
I
So
know one was Jenny Santos, right?
yeah, so the
All
first one is
right.
Jenny Santos. So congratulations, Jenny. So you are going to be part of it. She was supposed to watch, but they actually they had a problem with the electricity. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and she just got home, I guess. So
Mm.
the next one is Julie.
Julie.
Julie, I'm part of Team Tokyo in my life.
Okay.
Yes, and the next one is who's the other one, Joe? Do you remember?
Who was the other one? Hold on.
I can remember one more, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
there was one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes. So John is checking right
Okay.
on the list.
Yeah, right. And, like I see some notes from other people saying that like this looks like a good program, but I really can't afford it. I mean, if that's the case where you can't afford to join the program, like shoot me an email over at John at synergypersonaldevelopment.com, and we'd still like to get you in our Discord community. I
Mhm.
mean that's free. And really, we're just looking for people that want to make a contribution and be part of the group at this point. So send me an email. Let's get you in Discord and get you around some positive people. They're going to help you to take the next steps in your life. That's something that we can really help you to do. Who else did we have? So we had Julie. We had Michelle already.
Mhm.
We had Jenny.
Any?
And we had, hold on just a second here. One more, right?
Yeah. So in the past, it was Ara, right? So Ara is part of it as well.
Hmm.
Okay. So the other one is, oh, okay. So the other one is Mary, Antipuesto.
Okay, there we go. Mary, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in CEO Bootcamp. Okay, so if you didn't,
May Mary, yes.
okay, yeah, okay, so yeah, if you didn't win a scholarship to CEO Bootcamp, yeah, well, I'll still send you an invite to the Discord community, and get you involved in that. Yeah, let's get you in there. I really like one of my goals this year, is, and actually this quarter, by the end of this quarter, I want to be doing regular conversations in Discord, just like people use oh, what's that one with the audio? I forgot the name now.
The audio.
Yeah, the private audio group.
Ah,
I've drawn a blank. Anyways, right, like just like people use Facebook Live or YouTube, or other channels, what I'd really like to do is get a Q&A as a chat going, right, in our Discord community where people can just come together and talk about what's going on, and get some positive vibes for moving forward in your life. Like those are things that are coming, and I really want to get that going by the end of this quarter. So, yeah, so I really want to build this out and make it more of a community that is about people sharing information, not just sharing pictures and not just giving likes, right? But actually communicating with each other. So, yeah, so I'll make sure that all of you get some access to that. And like I said before, if you can afford to come to do CEO Bootcamp, yeah, shoot me an email, and we'll make sure to give you an invite to our Discord community because that's something that's yeah, that I think we can be help to a lot of people.
yes. Okay. Thank you for doing that, Sean. You're really helping our community, especially the Leica community.
Yeah, that's what it's about, right? It's like what Zig Ziglar said. You'll get what you want out of life if you help enough people get what they want out of life. And
Yeah.
like I have big goals and dreams for what I want to achieve, and I think that by helping other people to achieve their goals, yeah, like day by day I'm getting there. That was like when I went back to America. It was one of the best conversations I had with my mom. Was I was telling her kind of about what my vision was for the future, and kind of how I saw the road to get there. And I'm like, I don't see the complete road, but I do see the next steps. And the next step is how can I help as many people as possible to feel a little bit better about their lives, to feel that they are okay as the people that they are, and that they have value and purpose. So I'm really on a mission to do that, and getting people involved in any way that we can, to start these conversations is vital for that happening.
Yes. And that's why I like working with John. We have the same goal or same mission, and that is actually to help people as well. So thank you so much, John.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kath. And thanks to all of you for coming today. We look forward to talking to you again in the near future. And yeah, and like I said, hit me up on at my email. Hopefully, my Facebook will be up at this time next week. I hope. Yeah, and so then we'll be back and win the day as well. But again, right, I want to move away from Facebook because something can happen, just like happened to me, where someone posted some nudes in my site and in my profile, and I got locked out for a month. It could have been worse. I could have my account completely suspended through something I did not do on my own. So
Mhm.
we want to move that control away from Facebook and be able to control that more ourselves. And that's the whole idea with using Discord, right? And using other channels. So yes. So yeah. So we'll be over there again. But yeah, note that we're just trying to move things to a place where you can easily find the information that you're looking for, get the help that you need, and then make your every day better, right? Yeah, we can't win a year at a time or a week at a time, but we can win a day at a time. And that's what it's about. How do you make today better than yesterday? And how do you make tomorrow better than today? Yeah, day by day, we win the race. So thanks very
Exactly.
much.
Thank you so much, Sean.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thanks. All.
everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.
Yes, good night.
Okay. Good night. Okay. That seemed pretty good.